It is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Good morning. I appreciate you guys being here. Today is Tuesday. It is May 6th. I hope that you have had a fantastic start to your day, and I appreciate you joining me today right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Today, this show will be a call-in show, so when I put the number on the screen, definitely chime in. I want to hear from you today. I got a wide variety of topics that you can hit on. It's your show, so when you call in, remember, fire away, and we'll have some dialogue today. It's been a minute since we've had a call-in show, so excited to get your point of view following spring football practice. Some of the hot topics in the world of college football, NFL draft. You want to kick the ball around? Let's do it today right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys, as always, joining on Bama Football on YouTube or News As It Happens. Remember, every single day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time. And as news happens, major news, and of course, we're on Facebook and all the social media channels. So thank you so much for joining us. Let's give some shout outs real quick this morning. Max, good morning. I appreciate you always having perfect attendance. Alyssa, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. Herman, good morning to you. Southern Red, good morning. Thank you very much. I saw your comments earlier about the men's devotional. Yeah, I appreciate it. Ruben Poole, congratulations on winning yesterday's raffle. That was awesome, man. Chad Kennedy, what's up? I appreciate you being here as well. Alabama Renegade, good morning to you. Brady G, what's up, man? Good to see you up in the comment box. Todd Tipton, what's up, man? Anita, what's going on? Melon Jesus, what's up, man? Todd, good to see you, bro. And, everybody else up in the house today. I found it interesting that yesterday, I don't know when Courtney Morgan posted this information or this, kind of seismic tweet. And I say seismic because I think Courtney Morgan is a completely different element that Coach Saban never really had. Coach Saban did his thing, and this was kind of before like a general manager position. But one of the things that I think that Coach Kalen DeBoer has really done well over the last couple years, and maybe you could even say he was ahead of the curve on this, is he had a general manager. And that's Courtney Morgan. And he was at, before he worked with Kalen DeBoer, was at Michigan. Then he was over at Washington, where he earned that title. And what the general manager does is he plays a gigantic role in roster management. That's keeping the roster together, right? Making sure the roster is intact, but also from a recruiting standpoint. And to me, when he said gloves off, I look at it in the similar time frame as last year. Because last year, at this particular time, Alabama got so hot recruiting. Remember the cold summer? I would imagine they come up with something like that this year, right? Something catchy. But like Todd is saying inside the comment box, great comment right off the jump right here. Courtney Morgan gives us that pulse of the program. And I think you're right. And what we're starting to see, and I saw that Kalen DeBoer was doing an interview yesterday at a charity event, and he was once again asked about no transfers leaving and said that the team's in a good space. But you're starting to see some really good management going into year two. Not to say that there wasn't good management last year, but now we're starting to understand kind of the rules, or the roles rather, from kind of top to bottom, and seeing how all the tentacles work under Coach Kalen DeBoer. And when you have somebody like Courtney Morgan, who I think can really connect with the players because of his overall aura, his well-being. Like he just has this special connection to player development, players, and I think people kind of gravitate towards him. It's a real big chess move, to be honest. So it was really important that he stay, and I think last year, I think this is true, the USC tried to make a run at Courtney Morgan. Am I right? Do you remember this? Tried to get him back to LA. I think that's where Courtney Morgan's from, and Alabama made sure to take care of Courtney Morgan. He's a gigantic piece. So I don't know. What do you think? Let me ask you inside the comment box. What do you think gloves off means? And he tweeted this yesterday on X. To me, I think it means recruiting. I think it's like, all right, it's on. We're about to do something major. And when you take the gloves off, it gets absolutely serious. What do you think? Honestly, as we start up the show, and I'll take your calls here in a few. But what do you think gloves off means? I think it has to do with recruiting. So they heated up last year at this particular time. I think that's what it means. But I like the sound bite or the comment on X yesterday from Courtney Morgan. Alex Waller, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Kevin Lynch, what's up, man? Good to see you as well. Kalen Childress, good morning to you. All right. This is today's hoodie, another fire hoodie. I know these are tight. So the gear that I've been rocking with on these raffles, this is from Fanatics. All right. So today's raffle, same way as it always does, 3 entries, $10, right? Venmo, Bama _YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. We got like a black camo. I can't believe that I don't personally have this hoodie because this is like right up my style window. The light hoodie, right? I have a few of these, but I don't have them with the Alabama A. So this is tight. And if you just want the gear to go buy it, and I'm not sponsored by literally anybody, but you can just go to Fanatics. And I found that they have a bunch of gear. Now, the thing is, a lot of the gear that they have, they're out of some of the sizes. So I have to, within the raffles, make sure that we have sizes that we can send out to people. But this is the raffle today. So if you want to jump in, this is our raffle. And I think it's tight. So $10 to enter, up to 3 entries, Bama _YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube, right? Yeah, a lot of positive feedback on the hoodie. And I think it's tight. It's perfect for kind of those cool mornings. By the way, when I was up at Silver Lakes just recently up in Glencoe, Alabama, it was like 55 last Saturday. All right. King Riz, what's up? Good morning to you. All right, Kevin, this is how it works. So you send in a raffle, $10, right? You get 3 entries, Bama _YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube, either one. I'll inform you that I received it, put you in the raffle, and then we'll spin the pinwheel, either at the end of the show or on tomorrow's show. All right? So that's how it works. So on today's show, these are kind of the trending topics, all right? And if you want one of the hoodies or if you have a question about the raffles or whatever, here's my email. You could just email me. It's inside the comment box. What's up, Patriot Life? So here's our kind of our topic, and I'll go full screen. These are kind of like some trending topics that I came up with. Herman has an interesting question. Let's see. It sounds technical. Herman is saying, is anyone else having problems picking up Kyle's feed? All I'm getting is responses, but no pictures. Huh. Yeah, I hit the refresh button. Remember Control-Alt-Delete? Does Control-Alt-Delete still solve all of our problems? Yes, Kevin. That's how it works, bro. All right, so here kind of like you can add some questions here as well as like trending or some ideas. And when you call into the show today, these are the items that I think we should roll with. What else? So I have up at the top left, Ty Simpson at quarterback. Duh, right? No spring transfers. Trump and Saban trying to save the world of college football. Trap game. What's kind of like a trap game when you look at the schedule? Top freshman. DeBoer in year 2. Grubbs offense. Womack's defense. Do you guys have any other topics? The 2025 schedule is interesting to me. Ryan Williams, right? Like, is him. He's kind of just like who he is right now has just been unbelievable. Jalen Milroe at Seattle. That's interesting. Toughest quarterback to face this year. I thought that was an interesting topic, or just general topics. So that's kind of where we're at today. So when you call in, those are the topics that you could hit on. Let me get the call-in line number up. We might have to move the call-in line. What we'll do some on-air editing. All right, there's the call-in line number. We'll keep that up. 1 second. So yeah, if you guys want to call in, now is a good time. We can chop it up this morning on Tuesday, May 6th. Yesterday was Cinco de Mayo. We didn't really even do anything special, right? I mean, and have like, I guess today we could do Taco Tuesday or something like that, but no, it was a pretty chill day yesterday. Call-in line open 205-850-1994. It's just right there in the yellow. Kind of leading off up top with Ty Simpson at quarterback. Clearly, it was going to be one of the biggest things in college football because it's an Alabama football quarterback. And I was also thinking about doing this, too, is kind of like going forward a best-of series, right, to get us through the summertime. Kind of like rewinding and reflecting since 2017, since I've been here, kind of like best of. And when I started thinking about that, and you might be seeing, a few of those pop up as videos. I might do them kind of like video podcast style. But think about all the quarterbacks that we've had and all the quarterback battles, whatever, kind of in the preseason. And Ty Simpson at quarterback is certainly one that is really, really interesting because here you have a player who hasn't had a lot of opportunities. And I think it is similar to Mac Jones. I really do. And you have an opportunity for Ty Simpson to come in under year 2 on Coach Kalen DeBoer and really just blow the roof off because of the offensive weapons that he has, right? Let's face it. The weapons, at least on paper, are some of the most dangerous weapons in all of college football. And I asked yesterday, what's up, D-Harsh? I asked yesterday, or a couple days ago in the community tab, do you think that Ty Simpson will throw, let's just say, because I know, while the quarterback race isn't settled yet, right? Coach, and we can only go off what the coaches said. Ryan Grubb said that if Alabama was to have a game tomorrow, Ty Simpson would be the quarterback. So let's just hypothetically say Ty remains the starting quarterback throughout August, right? And he's the quarterback this year, okay? Do you think that he'll throw for over, I said 3,500 yards. Do you think that he'll throw for over 3,500 yards if he's the starter the entire season? Yes or no? I certainly do. If in that scenario, if he is the quarterback and he has all these weapons at his disposal under Ryan Grubb, yes, I would say it's probably closer to 4,000. And I'm not trying to start like a quarterback war. I'm just talking in that specific scenario. I think I would be like completely, things would have to go so far off the rails for Ty Simpson not to throw for 3,000 yards. Right? So everybody's kind of in agreement. 35, and I get it. 3,500 yards, a grip of yards. And you have to rewind, I think, to 2021, the last time a quarterback threw for over 3,000 yards, and it was Bryce Young who threw for 4,700 yards that year, which is like mind-blowing to think about it. But I think everybody is in agreement that it would be over 3,500 yards. And right, like if he didn't hit 3,000, you'd be like, what? Something like, what happened? And the reason I kind of set the bar there is you haven't had a 3,000-yard passer since, 2021. A lot of people talking about Booby Feaster inside the comment box. Man, recruiting has just completely changed, high school recruiting. I think because the guys like flip and flop, and I think the transfer portal is kind of where the meat is. You still got to have a base of recruiting, but let's face it. I don't think it's unfortunately for the high school prospects, it's just not as exciting as it once was. It's really not. And the signing days have been changed. It's sad because high school recruiting used to be it. Now it's the transfer portal. Now that's it. So we'll see what Ty Simpson does, and I think he's going to have one hell of an opportunity in the opener against Florida State to really showcase where he is as a quarterback. And the thing about it is Ty Simpson, I think he has so much upside, and people already really like him, right? Because he's never played the entitlement card like, I'm here, so start me. I'm here, I deserve it. I think he's earned it against 2 other quality quarterbacks. Plus, we love all of his camo gear, right? So if you want to hop into the raffle today, this is what we're raffling. This is a black camo hoodie. Got the Bama script. It's from Fanatics. 10 will get you in the raffle. This is what we got today. Venmo, Bama_YouTube. Cash at Bama YouTube. And if you want to call in today on the show, 205-850-1995. 1994. Good morning, Lisa. What's going on? Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Rob is like, Ty throws for nearly 500 against Florida State. Can you imagine that? And Ty is like nowhere right now on any of this Heisman talk board, and I get it. He has to like be physically named the starter going into week 1, but Ty could have a gigantic season with all the weapons that he has. Just wait. All right. Topic 2. No spring transfers. We hit on that, and Coach Kalen DeBoer did yesterday as well. He said he likes the direction of the team. Well, of course. We all do. This is probably one of the most exciting things that's happened in a while was no transfers, because the transfer portal gives us so much anxiety because guys continue to bounce out here, there, this. I still am shocked that no guys hit the portal. And Coach Kalen DeBoer said in a charity event yesterday, AL.com has the video of him speaking. He said that guys are finding value within the roster, right? Hey, Lisa, we got you in with that for the hoodie. Same thing with you, Kevin. Thank you so much, Kevin and Lisa, in with the hoodie. And finding value whether you're a starter or whether you're on the 2 deep. That's really important for the players to understand kind of where they're at within the roster. But man, like I just keep thinking there was one of the guys, maybe not even on the 2 deep, that might have bounced out because somebody slid into the DMs or whatever it is. Who knows? But it also tells us about leadership right behind the scenes. And you know what's interesting? Stay with me here. You'll see it's going to be easier to find a player dancing on TikTok or players out signing autographs than it is to see behind the scenes leadership. But no players bouncing out tells us that there's behind the scenes leadership. You don't see what's inside the locker room specifically. You don't see player only discussions. You don't see group me messages of the players together talking about, hey, we're going to stay together. We're going to build on last year, right? You don't see any of that. So leadership is behind the scenes. And I think that really tells us a lot about leadership at this point in time. And I get it. There's the official leaders haven't necessarily been named. But I think there's a lot of leadership within this team because of the no spring transfers. I think that really tells us a lot. Hey, Chad Kennedy, I got you, bro. Yeah, I mean, look, guys like Courtney Morgan, Coach Kalen DeBoer, but all the coaches, all the assistant coaches too. Players are really believing in this year 2 staff, which really stayed together. The only guy that you had to bounce out was Colin Hitchler, right? Everybody else stayed. All right. Topic 3. We'll get to our 334 in just a second. Let me run through this topic 3. President Trump and Saban, and I touched on this yesterday a little bit. No matter where you're at on the political spectrum, it's interesting to think about Coach Saban making such an impact and kind of where he is now after college football. He's still thinking about college football. And I've always thought that he had to leave college football like as a head coach to maybe save college football. Whatever president it was going to be. And, at least Trump's willing to listen to what Coach Saban has to say. I don't know if there'll be some sort of executive order that puts NIL in balance. I don't know all that stuff. But if there's anybody that we all trust collectively to save college football, who better than Coach Saban, right? So to see Coach Saban making an effort to put guardrails in place to save the sport that we love, all the better. I don't know how it's going to happen in the future, but we all trust in Saban, right? All right, 334, let's do it. Let's take your call. Hey, thanks for calling in. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, this is Ruben calling from Dothan.
Hey, Ruben, what's up, man? Congratulations on the hoodie yesterday, bro.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, I was calling rubbing in a little bit. I won the hoodie.
Yeah, nice W, to start off May, man. So welcome on in, man. I told you in a couple weeks, I think I'll be down in Dothan, so I'll keep you posted on that. But anyways, it's good to hear from you, Ruben, and welcome to the show, man. What you got, bro?
You were talking about Courtney Morgan with the gloves off. First thing that pops in my mind is, Texas came after Ryan Williams for like $6 million, and then USC turned around and came after Russell for $6.5 million. And so, yeah, I think it's time to take the gloves off if we're going to have to fight this hard to keep players.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. And early, Ruben on the line calling out Dothan's talking about this comment, gloves off from Courtney Morgan. Yeah, look, the thing is, Alabama clearly isn't broke, right? I think that's another thing that tells us from the spring transfer portal window is that Alabama, however they're able to manage, the player personnel, I think it's players buying in, but I think it's having enough income to also facilitate the roster. Wouldn't you agree with that, Ruben?
Fully, 100%. It's, and Courtney, all the credit to him, man. He's got a heck of a balancing job to do on, I'm sure that he's got a set amount of money that he can dish out and keep everybody happy. And right now, that's really what it is about keeping people happy, probably more so than even a first-string spot, So he's doing a heck of a job. He's just the only team in the SEC to not lose anybody in the portal. That's just crazy.
And you bring up a really good point, too, because think about this. Courtney Morgan has to take care of the current roster, but also has to help Coach Kalen DeBoer and the other assistants with recruiting for the next wave, right? Like that's a busy guy, right? Yeah. He doesn't have a lot of time to watch TV, I would imagine. So, but you're right. I mean, for the only team, and specifically Alabama, to not lose a player, I think it says, Alabama clearly isn't broke. They figured out a way to keep, all these players, but also this too. I think it tells you how talented the class of 2025 is. That class, what they showed this spring, and I know we didn't get to have a spring game and all this stuff, but I think we got enough to understand that class of 2025, you didn't need transfers to come in because there's not a lot of broken parts or you don't need a lot of Band-Aids in certain areas. We took 2 tight ends, right? Those guys, we welcome them, but you didn't need a lot of spots because I think 2025, the freshmen will play. Would you agree with that? I mean, I don't know if they'll start, but a lot of those freshmen will contribute.
Yeah, I agree fully. And here's the thing. I mean, just take, for example, our wide receiver room. How do you keep all of those people happy?
Yeah.
I mean, all of those guys are high talent, very high caliber players.
Mm.
And how easy for it to be is for even somebody like Cole Adams or somebody to say, you know what, with all this talent coming in, I'm probably not going to see the field near as much as I did last year. Maybe I need to bounce somewhere else where I can see the field a little bit more. But nobody did it. And, like I said, I can't believe the job Courtney Morgan's doing. And I hope we continue to be able to hold on to it.
Well, thanks for the call, Ruben. I really appreciate it, bro. Thanks for calling in today.
Yes, sir. God bless. Roll Tide, and wishing everybody good times and noodle salad.
All right, man. Take it easy, Ruben. All right, Ruben calling in from Dothan, 865. I think we got Angela coming up from Pigeon Forge coming on next. I think another thing that maybe the coaching staff did or the players are starting to realize in terms of no guys hitting the portal is that, and Coach Kalen DeBoer said this, is the grass isn't always greener. And you could point to a lot of different guys that left Alabama and went to other places. You never heard from them again. Some of them had okay seasons, but, like, what happened to JoJo Earl? Remember? What happened, like, Javon Baker? What happened to, I don't know, help me out. Name a transfer that dipped out that we thought that was going to be, like, you know, maybe thought somewhere else would be greater, and you never heard from them again. I think the only player that I'm thinking about who really left, and this is pretty obvious, is Caleb Downs. But everyone else has seemed pretty replaceable. And just because you go somewhere else doesn't mean that you're instantly a starter and that everything's going to work out. In fact, kind of when you start transferring around, I think it kind of says something about you too, that you're kind of you're scared to work for that specific spot. Don't you think? I don't know. Marcus, I got you in, right? Under Alicia. So we'll take our next call. Oh, Isaiah, look at Isaiah Bond, Trayshawn Holden. I look, Isaiah Bond, look, what he did here, we liked it, right? When he bounced out, I think that he specifically thought that he was going to go to Texas and boom, NFL first round. He didn't even get drafted. Trayshawn Holden, undrafted. Amari Niblack. You guys could keep naming him inside the comment. Amari Niblack, he's at Texas A&M now, right? Still waiting for his big year. And like Jarvis says inside the comment box, perfect, Jarvis, what's up, bro? When you leave Bama, your stock drops because, look, every single show, what do they talk about? Bama, ESPN, all Bama. Let's face it, right? Josh Pate, heavy Alabama, right? On 3. Every video they do is about Bama. It's Bama, Bama, Bama. Once you go to Louisville, once you go to Miami, once you go to somewhere else, even Texas A&M, those markets, college football-wise, they're not as big as Alabama. That's just the facts. So that's why you have 500 channels that cover Alabama football. Kamar Wheaton, thank you. Coe Prentice. You know what we should do is build a board kind of missing in action after they left Alabama. I'm serious. That Kamar Wheaton, remember there was like an idea that he never existed? Man, Roydell Williams, he bounced to Florida State. He got banged up. He'll be their running back this year. All right, let's take Angel from Pigeon Forge. Let's get him in. I think it's Angel. Angel, is that you?
Yes, it's me, Kyle.
What's up, Angel? We got
How's
Angel
it going?
calling in from Pigeon Forge. What's up, man? I appreciate you joining us in early May. Sorry I missed you from Cinco de Mayo, bro, but welcome on in, bro.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, Coach DeBoer is doing a great job of building this program up to where it needs to be to evolve. Because Saban's way didn't work anymore, which you know it's fine because it's a new era now. And I like how Coach DeBoer didn't have anybody transfer out. That speaks volumes to the character of these kids, because there's no entitlement on this team. There's no cancer of wanting money when no one's complaining about it. Fine, but I really do like how we got 0 transfers from the portal, or that transferred out, because they're not afraid of competition. Like these former Alabama players, Amari Niblack and these cats, they're either undrafted or stuck in the portal, or just are being wasted talent, is what I like to call it. Or that players are cowards and are afraid of competition. Look at Caleb Downs. Look at what was our running back last year? I believe Haynes, Justice Haynes. That's right. I saw him the other day.
Man, Justice
on his Instagram. Yeah, it's just people are cowards nowadays. These kids, they don't really care about the program anymore. They care about themselves. And I really do like how Coach DeBoer. Look, the grass ain't always green. That's correct. These kids, they got to know the harsh reality of college football. Because if they don't, then they're going to be spoiled, entitled, like we saw when all the other cats that left. And hey, I'm just glad that Coach DeBoer is finally putting his foot down and not letting them be your friend, because we got these games coming up, and I believe in August and September and all that. especially with the teams coming up pretty soon, like Vanderbilt. We're all getting them at home now. So payback's going to be that way. And Oklahoma, I feel. Because last year was not it. Last year was just, we regressed. And I wish Jalen Miller the best. But, hey, Ty Simpson, it's his time now. So, and I really do believe that because this team can go as high as they want to go, as Ty Simpson wants to go. From what I've been hearing around the Alabama people, that Ty Simpson's got the leadership to take us there. And what's your thoughts on that, on Ty Simpson's leadership? Because, hey, I think he can do it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that we're looking for on the line with Angel calling out of Pigeon Forge is, which quarterback, came out of spring as kind of a leader, somebody that could command the offense. And every single year, your quarterback is your leader, right? We've seen signs of leadership from Ty, and we've seen him building up, camaraderie, taking the guys out hunting, for example. On the field, how he's carried himself within the 8A practice or a couple of those scrimmages, it seems like he had a good continuity with Isaiah Horton. Horton from Tennessee, Ty Simpson from Tennessee. They've talked about the chemistry that they have. So, yeah, can't wait to see it, man. I mean, easy, super, like any quarterback that we go with right now, super easy to follow just because of kind of the charisma. And the thing that we continue to see with that quarterback room is we don't have guys who have character flaws, right? Character issues. Like, think about the past quarterbacks. All those guys, great ambassadors for the program. Ty Simpson, Austin Mack, Keelan Russell be the same. I appreciate you calling in, Angel.
Thank you, man.
Good to catch up with you, bro.
Yeah, roll tide, man.
All right, roll tide too, man. Yeah, take it easy. Thinking about these guys, this is a good kid, right? These are good kids. 704, let's do it. Yeah, I appreciate you calling in. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, it's Kevin Lynch. How are you, man?
Kevin, what's up, man? Good morning to you. I appreciate you.
Not much. Basically, you just said what I was going to say. It's like, I don't think it can be understated how the importance in today's day and age where these players are just thinking the grass is always greener on the other side, right? Like I can get more money here if I go there. The fact that Courtney Morgan and Coach DeBoer retained all those players, didn't have one scholarship player leave. That's huge. I don't think we can put enough emphasis on that, right? It was for them to keep the players that they did, and I don't know how they did it. Wouldn't you love to have been a fly on the wall in these meetings? It's just, I think it's great. It's amazing. I'm excited for the season. I'm excited to see what Ty can do at quarterback, if that's the way that they go, and it sounds like that's what they're doing. And see, like, obviously this team has some camaraderie, and to see how that plays out on the field this next season. Because this is Coach DeBoer's team, right? This is his now going forward. And to see what he can do with this team, August can't come fast enough for me.
Yeah, and I'm listing out things right now. Will you help me out, comment box? Maybe you could think about this too, Kevin. Why players didn't leave from Alabama during that point. I put down they found value within their role. I put down leadership, right, inside the locker room. I put down buy-in into what the coaches are selling them. And then I put down financially, clearly these guys aren't staying for free, which means Alabama isn't broke, which means maybe Alabama's getting a little bit more organized or more funding from like NIL, Alabama. I have no idea. But those I feel are really components to what kept players here. Alabama, I think, from the NIL standpoint, might have been a little unprepared for the last 2 or 3 seasons, but maybe this is a clear sign that they've organized and have a really good game plan, because for since I've covered Alabama football, Alabama's always been on the cutting edge of kind of like the next wave, right? All sorts of stuff. But I think the NIL, there was other teams that kind of got out in front because they had a little bit more money or knew how to work it a little bit better. But now maybe Alabama has kind of set the tone without losing a player from the transfer portal. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking right now, but I think it was some of those core elements: financially, finding value, leadership in the locker room, and buy-in. Anything else, Kevin? What else you got, bro?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was just going to comment on that. It's like, obviously they were a little bit behind when in regards to NIL. Coach Saban even said so in a couple of his interviews that he did or speeches that he was giving at, he said that, we need to get our act together. We need, businesses need to local businesses and business owners need to start investing, in this team. They needed to catch up, and you're right. They clearly, seemingly have, if they were able to do what they did this off season and moving forward. But anyway, that's all I've got. Just another Roll Tide for you, man. And can't wait for August.
All right, man. Take it easy, Kevin. Call again, bro. All right, see ya.
You too. So bye.
Kevin with the good call. Appreciate it. John inside the comment box says this: I feel like Ty is not only the only quarterback against opposing teams, but a lot of Bama fans as well. No other quarterback at Bama has been more under the microscope. Yeah, I think it's crazy, John. Don't you guys feel like it reminds me exactly of Mac Jones? And because Mac Jones, a lot of people don't remember this, but he had some off the field stuff when he was younger at Alabama. He came back to be a hell of a leader and won a national championship and just completely crushed it 2020. But there wasn't a lot of people that felt that they wanted him to be the quarterback because at the same time, Big Don, the number is 205-850-1994. It's in the yellow tab at the right. Because at the exact same time, you had Bryce Young come in. I think I was even in the, with all the fans, and I was like, boo, Mac Jones, we want Bryce Young. Because Mac Jones hadn't had a lot of opportunities. So I was I think I'd have to go back and watch those videos. It'd be hilarious to see what we were saying. But I think I was like, yeah, let's play somebody who's never played before. And Mac Jones just came in, and I knew it was business when he listed off every single player and their jersey number and their responsibility for Missouri. Who remembers that? Does anyone remember that interview when he was like, number 13, this is their inside linebacker. Number 12, this is their corner. Number blah, 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 blah. And then it was on. And then when Bryce had his opportunity, he came in and did his thing. So, but yeah, he's under a microscope for sure. 513, let's do it. Hey, good morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, I'm Dominic. I'm calling from Cincinnati, Ohio. I've been an Alabama fan my whole life, and just wanted to give a call and talk to you, Kyle. I've been a big fan, been watching you for a couple months now. Didn't know you had a channel until recently. Sorry, I'm talking so fast. But just wanted to reach out and say to all the Bama fans watching, you just got to trust the process. It's a new process, not just with DeBoer, but with all the players coming in. And I think we were a little bit too rough on Milroe and DeBoer last season, just because not only was it his first year, but there's a lot going on, a lot of transfers, a lot of stuff going on. So I think sometimes we don't give our team some credit when there's so much distractions and so much pressure on a team like that, that's so used to winning all the time and all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to reach out and say, hey, and thanks for having me, and Roll Tide.
Hey, hold on, Dominic. I have a question for you real quick. So
what's up?
I've been to Ohio a couple times. I've never had this chili that people talk about. It's like Skyline chili or something like that. Wait, is it Skyline chili?
Yeah.
What is this?
Okay. So it's sometimes a love or hate thing, down here in Cincinnati, but it's practically chili, but what they put in the chili is like cinnamon, a ton of stuff that basically makes it like a sweet chili. So Cincinnati Skyline is basically like chili dogs. They got chili cheese fries. It's hard to explain unless you came down here, Kyle. I mean, you'd have to come down here and try it out.
Yeah.
But
I've always
either you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it.
I've always heard about this chili, so I mean, and I've never had it. I've been to Cincinnati before, but I was much younger at the time, and I didn't even know it existed until later. So yeah, just wanted to get your take. But I appreciate the call and good comments. I think you're right. Like, it is a process still. It's going to be a different process. We'll see how it goes. But I have to say, like, year over year, I have a lot less anxiety now that the tracks are laid, and because, some bigger picture issues like Ryan Grubb's error and the defensive returners. But, yeah, call in anytime, man, and thanks for following, and I'll see you inside the comment box.
Yes, sir. One more thing. You there?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I was just going to say, I guess it's a question for you. Who are you most excited to see, and then I'll let you go this season?
In terms of, like, the players from the roster?
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah. I'll answer on the other line. Cool, man. Thanks, Dominic.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Bye.
I think that's a really good question. I'm going to ask you guys as well inside the comment box. Who are you, like, most excited to see play other than the quarterback? Who else are you, like, really excited to see play this year? Let's see. Damn, that's a good question, Dominic. I think, let me just run through you know what, maybe I kind of have a feel for what we're going to see from Isaiah Horton, the wide receiver transfer from Miami. I might go with, like, man, that's a good question. Bray Hubbard, that's a good one. We got a taste of Bray last year. Jam Miller's a good one. John inside the comment box. See, I think I might go with Isaiah Horton. Melon G's going with. It's a simple question, but I think we might have to even add it to our trending board up here. I'm going to say Isaiah Horton. Final answer. Stamped it. You made the camera shake. Right? And, of course, like, Ryan Williams in year 2. Who knows what he's capable of in year 2. Oh, Jalen Hell. That's a good one. Okay, I'm going to redo my answer. I think I'm going with Jalen Hell. All right, Christopher. Millenbender? Did I get that right? I got you with the hoodie. All right. Sorry if I butchered your last name. All right. This is the hoodie, by the way, that we're raffling today. So we got this is a black Alabama hoodie. It looks light. Perfect for a lot of different occasions. I would rock this hoodie. You know me. I love my thin hoodies. And this is what we're raffling. How to get into the raffle. $10 Venmo, Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube. When we get enough entries, we'll spin the pinwheel. Might not be today. It might roll over to tomorrow. These are some good entries inside the comment box. LT Overton. Wilcom Formby's a good one, Ruben. Very, very good. Lazier Brooks, great. Abdul Sanders, right? All right, King Riz. As soon as I saw that come in, King Riz, let's see. Millender. Is it Millender? My bad, bro. Wade Burns, what's up, man? Is saying mustard. Ooh, mustard. There's so many good ones, right? All right, let's take our next call from the 702. Vegas? Hey, who am I on line with and where are you calling in from? Good morning to you.
How you doing? This is BJ from Las Vegas.
I knew the 702, BJ. I got excited, man. I love my calls from Vegas. 702, man. My uncle lives in Henderson. So I've gone out to Vegas plenty of times. Stayed at the Green Valley Ranch. I stayed at, where I stayed at one time was Stations. You ever been to Stations?
Yeah, I actually live close to Station and Casino.
Yeah, and he used to hit up the Fiesta before they blew it up. So, anyways, man, BJ, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Come with it.
Nothing much, Kyle. I wanted to tell the Alabama fans, if y'all do come to Vegas, look up Alabama High Rollers. We watch football games. If you're in town, you can come party with us and watch games.
No way. Where's this at? Where do you guys do this at?
Right now, we're on, what is that, Decatur and Flamingo.
Decatur?
So we had a bar right there.
Okay.
But I'll make sure I give you my phone number so you can get in contact with me if you ever come out this way.
Well, I got it right here. Is this 702? I'm not going to say it on the air. Otherwise, we will be blowing up the Bama high roller spot. But, okay, I see you. I hit you up.
Keep my number.
Okay. Decatur and Flamingo.
Okay.
Hell yeah. That sounds what's up, man.
I got one statement for all of us Alabama fans.
Yeah.
Nick Saban wanted a chocolate chip, and that was Ryan Grubb. We got the whole pack of chocolate chip cookies, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So now, if everybody just look, the 2 years Kalen DeBoer was at Washington, he never had a class in the top 30. We got a class last year in the threes, and we're going to have one in the twos this year.
Mm-hmm.
So give the man a chance, watch his magic this year, and we're going to enjoy championships like we've done for the past decade.
Yeah, I like the call out, Ruben. Ruben, thanks for the super chat, and I like the call out, BJ. I think one of the things is, and that's why I said earlier, is like I have a lot of confidence because Ryan Grubb, that's the guy that you're right. Saban wanted him, and he already gave that was kind of like the stamp of approval, and to finally have him here. I think the world of college football knows. And if you were tracking it, too, even the line, I mean, I'm sure you saw this as well, BJ. At first against Florida State, what was it, like 6.5 to open? And I think right now it's like 12.5. So, I think –
I got $100 already on that 6.5.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what it started out with. And I was like, okay, yeah, on the road. But now I think since it slid up to almost like 2 touchdowns, people are, kind of understanding, okay, look, this Alabama team didn't lose anyone from the transfer portal or to the transfer portal. They have everybody pretty much coming back on defense, including Deontay Lawson, who no one is going to talk about until we get to the actual season. But Deontay Lawson is returning a top 15 player in the NFL draft for 2026. Just wait. Like, I know we're hyping up LT Overton, and rightfully so, but Deontay Lawson is him. That is the guy. He is, period. And then it's LT Overton, and then, we could go, some other guys after that on the defense. But the defense, all those components are there. Anything else you got, BJ?
The thing is, we can play in space now from sideline to sideline. And so that's going to make us dangerous.
Yeah, a lot of speed, especially on the defensive side with the boundaries. I mean, you look at the addition of Dejon Lee. You return Xavier Brown, who, I mean, probably underrated as well, started every game as a freshman, and then Damani Jackson on the other side. So, yeah, that's a lot of speed.
We got 2 corners that's over 6 feet coming in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
So he's taking up space on the field. And Courtney Morgan with the gloves off, that means danger for everybody.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to be messing with Courtney Morgan without any gloves on. That's a big man.
Yeah, but thank you for your time, Cal. Thank you. Bless you and your family, man.
All right, man.
I enjoy your podcast, man. Keep doing what you're doing. And bless everybody out there, Alabama Nation. Roll Tide.
All right, roll Tide team, man. All right, take it easy. All right, that was BJ calling out.
Make sure you hit me up, Kyle.
I will, man. I got your number right here. All right. BJ calling from the 702. I love Vegas. I need to get out to Vegas. Just to, look, I'm kind of past, like, the crazy, like, wild, like, staying out and all that stuff. But I like it, the great food, great entertainment, right? I never played golf out there. I guess I'd be curious to go to this Sphere. Has anybody been to this thing, the new thing, just to see it? It sounds like sounds like it could do something to the eyes visually, but I at least like to go check it out. 737. All right, let's do this. All right, what's going on? Good morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Good morning, Kyle. This is Mike in Austin.
Mike, what's up, Mike? Mike, good morning to you, bro. Good to hear from you. You doing okay? Good. Give us a quick life update, Mike.
Well, I'm out of the pen and I'm back into the normal life and just trying to live the good life, man. Trying to live the good life. Hey, but Kyle, I'm at work and my work phone's ringing. But I want to say real quick, Ryan Williams, we got the best guy on our team, Ryan Williams. So, Kyle, got to go, brother. Bye.
Oh my goodness, Mike in Austin, man. Just got out. You don't want to get, fired from your job. So I appreciate it. Mike, call back again some other time, bro. Good to hear. I'm just glad that Mike is well, right? He's out. He was He might know. He avoided being transferred to Alcatraz. Before I take my next call, 205, just hang in real quick. Yeah, they're thinking about opening up Alcatraz again. Who's been to Alcatraz inside the comment box? I've been there. I've been there a couple different times. The logistics of getting Alcatraz like back up to shape, that would be incredible. Because the last time that I was there, damn, that place was rough. You ever taken that out, right? You taking the little boat out to Alcatraz and you have to walk up that huge hill? Who's been to Alcatraz? I've been to Alcatraz. It was cool. All right, 205, let's do it. All right, good morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Kyle, what's up, baby? I had to get out the comments and hop on live with you, baby. This is Bama hater.
Bama hater, what's up, man? Good morning to you, bro.
Man, hey, I'm trying to find out what's your prediction for the season. I'm getting 10-2, 11-1, and SEC champs from the fellas at work and in my sports group. I want to know where all that confidence come from.
I think it has to do, like I was saying to BJ earlier, I think a lot has to come from Ryan Grubb and all the defensive returners, right? Now, if you want to play devil's advocate and look at Alabama's football schedule, I don't have it up on the screen right now at this point in time, but I think there is reason to question Alabama's strength of schedule and how many games are actually going to win if you're not a fan of Alabama football. For example, FanDuel has Alabama only winning 9 games this year. So you're like, what? 9 games for an Alabama fan? Well, let's look at it, okay? You're on the road against Georgia. I think that's going to be a very difficult game. But before we even get to the Georgia game, let's rewind and just kind of understand that last year, did Alabama, just yes or no, did Alabama play well on the road? I would say no, okay? And the first game is on the road against Florida State. This is Florida State's Super Bowl. Florida State, this game could bring them back. That's how big this game is for Florida State. But we all know the last time that Florida State and Alabama played, Alabama did, a lot to them in 2017. Okay. You also go on the road to South Carolina. Now, people were saying that South Carolina was a trap game. That is not a trap game. That is probably the most dangerous game on your schedule because South Carolina is probably going to be a top 10 team, right? You also go onto the road against, help me out, there's another difficult road game. And then on the back end of the schedule, guess where you go? You go to Auburn, okay? Games at Auburn.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah, it's difficult. So my point is the schedule is difficult.
Let me diagnose this thing because I think South Carolina could have beaten Bama last year, so that's going to be a tough game.
Yep.
Auburn is always going to be a tough game.
Yep.
We never know what Wisconsin is going to do, but I don't put much trust in Wisconsin.
Nah.
Then do they play Oklahoma this year?
Yeah, that game's in Tuscaloosa.
Okay, Oklahoma is projected to be pretty good this year.
Their quarterback will be really good.
I don't push much stock in Tennessee unless they've improved that quarterback. And FSU, you talk about a team with a chip on their shoulder. Alabama took their playoff spot, which I thought they deserved, and Alabama shouldn't have been in the playoff. They're going to have a big chip on their shoulder. That's another game. And then Vanderbilt is like Santa Claus. They're coming to town with the same quarterback that beat them last season. So 9-3, I think is reasonable for Bama. If they go 8-4, I don't care what the bye is. I think DeBoer is out of there. If Bama goes 8-4, they're not going to play in the SEC championship. They're not going to the playoffs. I think they're going to get rid of DeBoer if they go 8-4. But I'm predicting Bama will go 9-3. And before people say he never says anything about his team, Miami did some of the dumbest stuff I thought in all season by getting Carson Beck, a player that just got hurt in a playoff game, and you pay him that much money to come to Miami behind Cam Ward. That is a very dumb move. But as always, I hope he does well for my team, but I just think it was a dumb move.
How much did they end up paying him, Bama hater?
I think it's somewhere like $4 or $6 million, something like that.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. Give us the skinny on Miami real quick. What are you thinking? Is it ACC champs or bust? I saw people really high on Clemson right now, like extremely high on Clemson.
Yeah, I heard Clemson was top 3, I think, in some of the preseason polls.
I saw it.
And that's another thing I wanted to talk to you about. And I'm going to answer your question. I think Miami probably go 9-3. this season. I looked at the schedule. I think 9-3 is pretty fair assessment. So, but I heard a poll, and I want you to discuss it with me for a couple of seconds because I know you got other people want to get in. How does a team, just go with me for a second. How does a team that had 3 losses before the Iron Bowl, they were number 1 in the country, they lost to Vanderbilt. They were number 3 in the country, lost to unranked 5-5 Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They were not the SEC champs. They lost their bowl game to the same team twice in one season. And preseason poll, they are number 7. If it's not politics and bias, how do you explain that Alabama being in that spot, Kyle?
I don't know where I have Alabama in my top 25. I think it's challenging to rank any of those teams. But, yeah, you bring up some good points. I think the thing is when college football experts are looking at Alabama, they're seeing the same thing, right? Milrow's gone.
Kyle, it's just like a playoff spot. They're trying to put those teams up top that's going to produce revenue just in case they get in the playoffs and for the better bowl games. We all know it's all about money. And on top of all of the points that I just gave you on why they shouldn't be in the top 10, on top of all of that, whoever wins the starting quarterback job, neither one of them has experience at quarterback in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not down in Bama. I'm just giving you some facts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the fan that's going to get upset with me for bringing facts, you're not good at talking smack about football because that's what we're supposed to do. But when the facts hit you in the mouth, just go get a Band-Aid and cover it up because I'm spitting facts. Talk back to me, Kyle.
I appreciate the call, man. I'm going to bounce to my 865, but call again, Bama Hater. Good to hear from you, brother.
All right, baby.
All right, see ya. He's a Bama Hater calls in. He's a Miami fan. But, it is good from time to time to hear, like, different points of views. That's why, he calls in and we chop it up. The thing with Miami last year is the Cam Ward had some great, extraordinary late game ability, right? But I never felt that they were like a team that could really make a run. And obviously, with them missing the playoffs, clearly that was the same thing that happened to Alabama. But this year, I don't know, with Carson back, it'll be interesting to watch. So, yeah, that's what we got for today. I appreciate you guys joining in. So we got we didn't hit enough for our raffle, so we'll roll this into tomorrow. But we did get, let's see, we got Dan Caraway, I got you in. Sam Anderson, Ruben Poole with the super chat, I got you in. BJ, I got your number saved. Mike and Austin, he's out on, I don't think he's out on bail. I think he's just like out on parole maybe. So it's good to hear from everybody. The raffle rules work like this. If you want to get in the raffle for this particular hoodie, we'll roll it over to tomorrow. Bama_YouTube Venmo, Cash App Bama YouTube, and, news as it happens, or the call-in show, whatever we're rocking with. So I appreciate all the calls. It was really good. We hadn't had a call-in show, I don't know, in a couple of weeks. So I think, we'll continue to add these. And then one of the things that I need help with inside the comment box, because I want to put together some additional videos that I could upload to the channel. And I was thinking about like kind of best of, right? And what I mean by that is like all the stuff that's happened since like 2017 to me, going like best of what? Like best games, best, players, best recruits, best sound bites by Saban. I don't know. Maybe you can help me come up with some ideas inside the comment box. But I appreciate you guys for watching today. Thank you so much. I hope you had a good show. I know it was good to rap with you guys. Thank you so much. Please check out my men's devotional channel if you want to. Basically a daily devotional. I'm trying to tighten up spiritually. So that's an area, where you can get a daily little dose of some spirituality, or at least follow me on my journey. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a lot of appreciation for you guys. Remember, a portion of the raffles do go back to the Tuscaloosa Soup Kitchen. We were able to deliver a check to them 2 Fridays ago, and that is something that we'll do going forward. So it's always great to take care of the community, and I really appreciate you guys for being here. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on this beautiful Tuesday, May 6th. Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate all the callers, all the super chats. and for you guys supporting the show right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Have a good rest of your day. News as it happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Catch you soon. See you guys.